Last night on my run, this happened. I had no intention of going out there and creating content. I've never even done a video like this before, analyzing my run or or looking like this with a green screen. But something happened and I just thought it's too important to not share this message. I went out and my only goal was to get moving, because it was that intention to go out and get moving was reverse engineered back from one of my life goals, my big picture goals. And that particular goal is to be a great role model for my kids, to be the best example of athletic excellence, to be as fit and healthy as possible. And I knew last night that that's what I needed to do. I needed to be consistent, like in my training, like I always am. That's why I look the way I do at the age of 45 years old, or level 45 as I call it. And I knew I had to go for that run. But like many times, I didn't feel like doing it. Now bear with me, because you're probably thinking, oh, I know where this is going. I didn't feel like doing it, but then I got myself to do it, and here's the lesson. But if you're still with me, just hang around. Put my shoes on, which is always the hardest part, metaphorically and literally speaking, to get moving. And I went out there, and my only goal was to survive, stay in momentum. And fitness and running, as well as climbing mountains, side note, these are great metaphors for life. I have my end goal, which I just shared with you, to be the greatest example, role model to my kids, etc., be the healthiest version of myself. And I reverse engineered that to what would progress look like today? What would accountability action, aligned action look like today? And it was work out. Because if you don't do it today, you miss today, you'll miss another day and another day and another day. And I had to go for that run. And like many days when I run, the goal is just to survive, just to get through the run. Tick, confidence goes up, well-being goes up, because you were a man of your word. I went up for the run, and after 2 kilometers, now I'm a endurance runner. I run super slow, but I will run till my fucking feet are bleeding. If you know me, you know me. So I don't run fast, but I usually run like 6K per kilometer, 550. And I started my run 6 something, normal, slow. Just I like to jog like Muay Thai fighters. If you see Muay Thai fighters jog, we jog really slow first kilometer. Really slow next kilometer. And then something in me switched, and I stepped into this, what I call my Mo Farah moment, Olympic runner, UK Olympic runner. And I just felt like I was gliding. And from those 2 kilometers to the next kilometer, I went from 6 minutes 20 seconds per kilometer to I think 4.5, or just over 4.5. I didn't put in more effort. I did not put in more effort. I just moved with the momentum. And I found myself naturally leaning forward more. I found my stride being more powerful. And I would check for my lungs, and I was like, I don't feel like I'm breathing any deeper. Found my rhythm. I found my flow. And I was so inspired by that moment, because I went from feeling for the first 2 kilometers and leading up to the run, like, oh, I don't have it in me, to at kilometer 3, I honestly just have to say the truth about how I felt. I just felt unstoppable. I felt like all the cars were watching me. I felt like an Olympic athlete or a superstar Muay Thai fighter running on the side of the road. Something in me just switched, and I had the most amazing 6 or 7 or 8 minute run from then onwards. And then I started slowing down, and then I took a break. I went to the shop, and I was thinking about this moment, and thinking then last night that I really want to share this moment. So I screenshotted this little part of the first 3 kilometers ish. And you can see I just go kind of playing around. I'm not trying to do anything other than just keep moving. And then boom, it just naturally rose. And here's the whole message behind this video. Many people stop before they get to kilometer 3. This is a metaphor, obviously. This is an example of life and how we show up and how we don't show up in life. We think it's too hard, it's too difficult. Many people stop before they hit that moment of flow. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just wanted to share this message to say, don't stop. Don't stop. That feeling that I had at 3 kilometers. Oh, man. If you're a runner, maybe you know you have this feeling. But it just was incredible. It was flow. I was in a state of flow. I felt like I was thinking about this on the run in that kilometer. I felt like I was floating. I felt like I was levitating. I was just like gliding, flying forward. And it was the same day, same workout at the same time. of the day. It's not like I went away and then came back and another time. I just had to get through the first 2 kilometers of resistance to get to the third kilometer of flow. If you are a meditator, you know this happens a lot in meditation. I can't, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. And then all of a sudden, 20 minutes in, 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in, you feel like you've completely detached from your physical body. And you feel like you're floating somewhere up in space. This happens in work projects where you try and get started on something and things don't go your way, or you struggle to learn something, or you struggle to get started. And then all of a sudden, it's bang, 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 bang. Give yourself permission to push through the resistance. That's the message. Give yourself permission to push through the resistance. But very important, I do not believe in living this one life that we have doing shit you don't want to do. And that doesn't mean that you don't go to the gym and you don't eat well. If going to the gym and eating well is taking you towards the life you want, the goals you want, the person you want to be, then do it. That's the difference between pain and suffering. Pain is doing what you need to do because you know it's taking you towards where you want to go. Suffering is doing shit you don't want to do that's not even taking you towards a life that you want. One of my clients is in real estate and he's questioning whether he wants to do something else, which he clearly knows he wants to do that thing. Wink, wink. And something that's helpful to him to think is that if I keep staying in this real estate world, look at other people 5, 10, 15 years from now. Is that the life that I want? If it is, then keep doing the work. But if it's not, do something else. And if it's, I want to do something completely different, but it requires me to, an example, go on social media every day. Well, if going on social media every day, even if it's uncomfortable for you, will take you towards the life you want, the person you want, the goals you want, then fucking do it. That's how life works. And then eventually, like the seed coming out of the ground, you don't see a result, you don't see a result, you don't see a result when the first 2 kilometers of the run, and then it's boom. And then you know you can have that feeling and you want that feeling again. And I couldn't wait to go for my next run because of that feeling. So chase that 3rd kilometer. Don't stop until you get that feeling. But you will not get to that feeling until you first push through the resistance. So reverse engineer your goals. Start your life or the pursuit of whatever you want in your life by looking at the end first. How do you want this to end? What's the end goal? What's the life that you've imagined? What's the vision for your life, your family, your business, etc.? Then work backwards from the end result that you desire and ask yourself, what would progress look like? And metaphorically speaking, if it's to go for a run every day, then go for the run. But push through the resistance, because there will be resistance. I guarantee you there will be resistance. And in those moments of resistance, you have to remind yourself, who do I want to be? What is the life that I want? And what's going to get me closer to that life and being that person? Is it stopping now, or is it pushing through? And if it's pushing through, push through. Stay strong, keep moving, and never, ever settle.